that bothers anybody. If it does, it's a little late, right? Anyway, my name's Sam. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I've been set free from addiction and depression and who knows what else. I don't know right now. I didn't write that down. I figured I would remember. So the lesson for tonight, Crossroads, which is in your little handout thing, is based on Principle 7 that says, reserve a daily time with God for self-examination, Bible reading, and prayer in order to know God and His will for my life and to gain the power to do His will. And it's also based on Step 10 that says, we continue to take personal inventory and when we're wrong, promptly admit it. So Crossroads. Anyone who's heard me get up here and speak before knows that I always like to start with the definition of the word because I think it's important for all of us to be on the same page before I start talking about something. So, crossroads, here's one definition. An intersection of two or more roads or paths. That one's pretty simple, right? So the other one is a point at which a crucial decision must be made that will have far-reaching consequences. So first of all, I will tell you that the second definition gives me nightmares. Because I am absolutely terrible at making decisions. Deciding puts way more responsibility on me than I feel like I'm capable of handling. Truthfully, I'd rather have no responsibility at all, which someone pointed out to me is kind of impossible since I'm an adult, debatably. So a crucial decision is even worse, even more daunting than just a decision. I don't like making regular decisions, much less crucial decisions. So, here's a few examples of that for you. One day, Al was telling me, I was asking Al if I should take out the trash bags because I didn't know how empty they were. And he was like, I don't know. It's kind of a decision that you should just make. And I was like, all right. So another thing that I'm really terrible about doing is answering questions directed to me with not necessarily, which is an extremely vague answer for anyone who's directly asked me, like, hey, do you need a receipt? And my answer is not necessarily. And they don't know how to respond to that. So I understand that it's very vague. I was at youth with the youth, and the lady serving food was like, do you want cheese on your salad? And I did want cheese on my salad, but I was talking to someone else, and so my immediate response was not necessarily. And I didn't get cheese on my salad. Which, I guess by saying not necessarily, I'm kind of placing the decision in their hands, which isn't really the point of them asking me the question. So, for this lesson, as with all the other lessons, there's an acrostic. Because of course there's an acrostic. And the acrostic is 10. So the T in that is take time to do a daily inventory. So I won't stand up here and talk to you like I take the time to do a daily inventory every day, because I don't. But I understand the importance of doing a daily inventory. So Lamentations 3:40 says, let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to the Lord. So for me, taking a daily inventory, or just life in general, this is the analogy I'm going to use. So, it's like walking down a path. You get it? Crossroads, paths. Anyway, so I'm walking down a path, continuously making decisions. Whether I'm aware I'm making those decisions or not, I'm still making them about which direction I'm going to go. So anytime I think about making decisions, I remember a quote from the NA literature that says, that I've found to be true about me. It says, we are mismanagers and not one of us is capable of consistently making good decisions.
Amen.
So I know this is me. This is like my life to a T. I can string a few good decisions together, maybe even a bunch of them at one time, but I'll always, every single time, eventually make a bad decision. And so, when I'm walking, I'd much rather figure out I made a wrong turn 1 mile into walking than 2 miles. It's less backtracking, it's less walking I have to do. So taking time to evaluate where I'm at helps me to realize when I made a wrong turn. So anyway, not every decision I make is a bad decision, but here's a few questions I like to ask when I'm evaluating my day. So what did I do? What good did I do today? In what areas did I blow it? What did I mess up? Did I do or say anything that hurt anyone today? Do I owe anyone amends? Which I'm going to talk about more later. What did I learn from my actions today? So you can see that I need to keep my questions balanced, because I don't know about anybody else, but I always tend to think negatively. And so if I don't keep my questions balanced, then I'm only asking myself, what did I do wrong today?
Oh.
Which I did for a very long time, and it didn't work out all that well. So I know that I tend to focus on the negative things. And so the E of the acrostic 10 is evaluate the good and the bad parts of our day. And again, this part's really important for me. Like I said, I will get stuck in the thinking that all the decisions I make every day are all bad decisions.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily true. Like, I misremember the quote that I gave you earlier that said, consistently making good decisions, and I always think I'm incapable of making any decisions.